Hey, I'm Dr. Gregg with the Line Wellness Center. Today I want to speak with you a bit about carpal tunnel. I'm a chiropractor in Northbrook, Illinois, and here in our channel we look to share with people about health conditions, what they can do at home and for themselves to help themselves if they have it, as well as what they should be looking for professionals to do to support them. Now today we're going to talk about the business of carpal tunnel surgery. Now last year alone there were 500,000 cases of carpal tunnel syndrome in the United States. That's a lot. There is a lot of people who wind up experiencing this. And if you haven't experienced this or you've heard someone talk about it, what carpal tunnel syndrome is, it's the inflammation of a nerve called the median nerve, typically right here at the wrist as it passes through a group of bones called the carpal tunnel that wind up supplying information to the first 3.5 fingers. Now, carpal tunnel syndrome happens most oftenly due to ergonomic positions, how you're at your desk, or a repetitive activity that you wind up doing. But right now in America, it winds up being big business. So the most common treatments and therapies that people wind up doing for it winds up being physical therapy, bracing, and then it winds up moving into more advanced things like surgery. They do some testing called needle electromyograms, where they stick needles throughout your arm to determine how the nerve energy is getting through your arm into your hand, and where and if there might be a breakdown in that communication. Now, as we talked about in another one of our videos, what carpal tunnel can mimic, carpal tunnel surgery, if or when you get to that point, winds up involving actually releasing that tunnel in your wrist. And unfortunately, once it's released or changed, it can't go back to normal. Now, that surgery alone last year was over $2 billion in procedures. So if you or someone you know has had that, you might not have paid that directly, right? Your insurance may have paid a lot of it, or your employer may have if you were able to make it a part of a workers' compensation program. But the fact of the matter is that there are so many carpal tunnel syndromes that fail, or it really depends on what you consider a success or failure. So for most medical doctors, a success for carpal tunnel syndrome may just be that the hand restores back to normal. But what if you still have numbness in your wrist? Or better yet, your whole arm? Because the problem wasn't just in the wrist. I find that anyone who's thinking of carpal tunnel surgery needs to wind up getting checked in addition by a chiropractor, particularly one that focuses in posture and function to make sure that all of the strength from your nerves are getting out to your hands and your arms and out to your wrist. If you or someone you know has had carpal tunnel syndrome, can you pass this info along to them? Let's make sure that they're exhausting all natural strategies before doing something permanent that could damage themselves. Once again, I'm Dr. Gregg with the Line Wellness Center, and I want to thank you for letting me be a part of your health.